way different. We are not on the chart, but trying to draw using a normal sketchpad. So that most people who are new to trading or new to you, of course, beginners who don't know anything about trading would understand without using a chart. So basically, I have to highlight certain elements here and certain characters here. So first of all, what you see here, this thick line is our zero line. This is the zero line. This zero line divides the top and the bottom. All right, so this is Market Cipher for you. If you're new to this channel, Market Cipher is a trading script, and I'm here to illustrate the basics, how it works. So the zero line divides the top regions and the bottom. So evidently, there's going to be an upper territories and a lower territories. And in trading, the upper regions, in Market Cipher, the upper regions is the positive regions, and the lower region is the negative. Positive means buy here, negative means sell here. But that is for beginners. There are moments whereby you can be selling based on the direction that your oscillators are heading. Let me repeat that again. Just because this is a positive territories, um, just because this area is a positive territories, doesn't necessarily mean you can only buy here. You understand? And just because this is a negative territory doesn't mean you can only sell here. You understand? So sometimes you just have to understand that the top means buy on paper, but in actual trading sense, you can be shorting in the positive, and you can also be longing in the negative, depending on direction. When I say direction, then I have to introduce what we call the oscillators, because it's our oscillators that determines the direction. The direction of our oscillators give us the direction of price. Let me repeat that again. Since trading is about trends, uptrend, downtrend, it means there's a direction, right? So our oscillators also moves in that kind of a direction. It moves up, oscillates up, then it comes down. It goes up, then comes down. So this is a very this is a definitive direction. In other words, so if your oscillators are going up like this, sorry, if your oscillators are going up like this, it means price is also heading upwards like this. If the oscillators are heading downwards like this, it means price is also responding. The reason why price responds to the very direction of your oscillators are because they influence the very direction of price. Price can be influenced by so many factors, but one is called liquid, and I'm talking about the most, I wouldn't say important, but the most significant ones, right? So just because price went down doesn't mean price went down because of just one thing. There are certain factors that determine the very direction of price. So the first one I want to talk about is momentum, and let's define momentum here the scientific way as more or less like an amount of motion occurring in something that is moving, or the force that drives something forward to keep it moving. So momentum is basically a force, and momentum is one of the most I wouldn't say, if I'm comparing Market Cipher to a vehicle, I would say momentum will be my engine, right? And momentum more or less illustrate the force that pushes price. If price is going to go up hugely, price is probably responding to the very direction of momentum. So since momentum is an oscillator and momentum moves, momentum is going to respond to the very direction of price. Sorry, price is going to respond to the very direction of momentum. So if momentum, let's say, started moving like this, like this, like this, like this, and crosses the overbought territories like this, and I'm going to explain why it crosses, because it moves. This is how momentum moves, right? So then it comes down into the negative territories, also moves. While the oscillators, they are moving, moving, moving. So this is how momentum moves. In normal practical Market Cipher scenario, this is how momentum moves. It goes, crosses, and comes down. Goes, crosses, and comes down. This is how momentum moves. So their movement, when it crosses up, it comes down. goes down, goes up. Price responds to that. So if, let's say it was going up like this, price is going up. If momentum is coming down, price is also coming down like that. So it's like price responds or reacts hugely to the very direction of momentum. Why is price reacting to the very direction of momentum? Because it's an influential oscillator. So what other oscillator I want to talk about is money flow as well, liquid. But liquid is not momentum. Liquid is more or less like money. When money enters anything or my money enters an asset, the price of that asset goes up. So money also oscillates like this. A typical money flow oscillates like this. It also goes like this, goes like that, like that, like that, then comes down probably into the negative territories. Goes, comes down into the negative territory. Goes, comes down into negative territories. There are instances that money can probably stay here in a positive. In other words, there is so much liquid that money cannot even go back into the negative because there is so much money. So oscillate. But look at something here. Momentum crosses this line, this line, the overbought, but money doesn't cross because money is not a force. Momentum is a force. You understand? Money is just liquid. Liquid is basically, of course, you already know liquid is not a force. I wouldn't say liquid is not a force, but liquid in this scenario is not playing the role of momentum. Liquid is more or less like actual money entering crypto or entering an asset. So there's no need for you to see money flow crossing the zero line. Sorry, the negative 60. Sorry, 60 line. This is the 60 line, and this is the negative 60 line. This is what we call the overbought territories. So if the force of or the momentum, if it crosses this line, that's its job. It has to cross it. Then it signifies that the price of an asset has reached a point that we call the overbought territories. If momentum also crosses this one, it means the price of an asset has reached its oversold territories. You understand? So money doesn't operate that way. Money doesn't have to cross it that way because you are not using money to determine overbought and oversold. Overbought and oversold is probably you can determine overbought and oversold by the very direction of your momentum waves. That's what I'm trying to say. So so even though they are all moving, each of them has different functions or each of them has different rules in terms of which line does it cross. Momentum crosses this line, these lines, sorry, up and down. So imagine if you have like say money flow going like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, and you have your momentum also surging up like that, like that, like that, like that. I mean, price is going to skyrocket hugely because this is a force and this is a liquid. All of these are pushing price up because they are influential. Anything that influences price pushes price. So in other words, if the same oscillators are also heading downwards like this, like this, like that, like that, this is money. If money is heading downwards like that, in the negative like that, and momentum is also probably started coming down like that, like that, like that, what will happen to price? I mean, answer it for yourself. Price will fall. Price will fall. So it's like you need these oscillators to determine your entries. You understand? And that's very clear when you're using Market Cipher. It gives you more or less like insight into the very direction of an asset. It simplifies everything for you by using two most important oscillators: money flow, and momentum as well to determine the direction. So once you understand the direction, now you can apply skills in your trading whereby you can long and short in regions whereby you can see price also you can see your momentum heading towards. So let's say a typical one like this, even though this is a positive territories and this is a negative territories, if I see my direction coming downwards, right, all I need to just enter a short here because I know we are heading downwards because momentum has crossed this overbought territories and it's coming for correction, so it's probably entering into the negative. Let's see how momentum works. This is a typical momentum here. This one, it couldn't even cross the overbought territories. This is the overbought line. It just went up small, then again came down. So a typical trading scenario will be enter a short here Why? Because money is still in the money is still in the negatives, and momentum is curving downwards. This is a typical market cipher for you. So this is a long short. You could have entered a short from 28,000, held on to that long short. Then you see other supplementary indicators as well. These are your manipulation signs telling you that price of an asset has been manipulated. This is a very long short. Long short, you still can enter the short from that side from 28,000 to 20,000 or so. This is a very long shot. You understand? Market Cipher gives you that overview. It shows you what's happening. It's because our force is coming down and our liquid is also coming down. So evidently price is responding to the very direction of these oscillators. This is just a basic overview. I normally talk about my course. I'm almost done. I have a course for beginners who are interested in knowing everything about Market Cipher, simple strategies, and yep, of course, this is just an overview. I'm trying to touch on the very basics using different illustrations. Sometimes I know most people are not used to seeing the chart and understanding how the chart works, so it's better for me to also sketch so that most people who don't not know anything about reading the chart don't get really confused with so many things going on. So what I just showed was this overbought, and this is the oversold. When we come here, this is the overbought, this is the oversold line. You understand? So and this is the zero line that divides the upwards regions and the downwards, and these are oscillators as I represented them here. So basically this is just an overview, simple overview of Market Cipher, and just the basics. So let me know what you guys think. Comment, subscribe, like, share, and yep, I so much content for me to share to everybody around the world to learn how to trade simple strategies using Market Cipher. I called for 19,000 in my what's happening with Bitcoin, but 9 I think is possible. Signs are there is a bearish sign here. It might probably go down. Well, who knows? Anything can happen. But again, I'm seeing a manipulation sign here. We might probably enter 19,000, like I was saying. Maybe it's possible. All right. So until then, have a nice time, people. Peace.